Gary Sinise was never the same after playing Lt. Dan in Forrest Gump. Gary Sinise was born Gary Allen Sinise on March 17, 1955, in Blue Island, Illinois, is an American actor, director, producer, and philanthropist. He rose to prominence with his powerful and iconic portrayal of Lieutenant Dan Taylor in the 1994 film Forrest Gump, which earned him widespread acclaim, an Academy Award nomination, and solidified his place in Hollywood. However, Sinise's talents extend far beyond just acting. Throughout his life and career, he has demonstrated a deep sense of patriotism, commitment to supporting veterans, and an unwavering dedication to charitable work, making him a beloved figure both on and off the screen. Sinise's career began with his work in theater, where he co-founded the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago in 1974, along with Terry Kinney and Jeff Perry. The Steppenwolf Theater became known for its intense, ensemble-driven performances, with Sinise playing a key role in shaping its identity and legacy. His directorial efforts in theater included productions of True West and Orphans, which not only showcased his talent behind the scenes but also helped bring Chicago's theater scene to national attention. Through his theater work, Sinise honed his skills as both an actor and a director, which would later serve him well in his film and television career. Gary Sinise's breakthrough in film came with his role in Forrest Gump, where he portrayed Lieutenant Dan, a soldier who loses his legs in the Vietnam War and struggles with his sense of purpose and identity. The complexity of the character, coupled with Sinise's empathetic and intense performance, made him a standout in the film and left a lasting impact on audiences. This role became a turning point in his career, earning him an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. More significantly, the role connected Sinise deeply with the veteran community, a connection that would influence his life and work in the years to come. In addition to his role in Forrest Gump, Sinise has delivered memorable performances in a variety of films and television shows. He starred as Detective Mac Taylor in the long-running series CSI: NY, which aired from 2004 to 2013. His portrayal of the methodical and principled detective resonated with fans, cementing his status as a leading man in television. Sinise's other notable film roles include Apollo 13, 1995, The Green Mile, 1999, and Ransom, 1996, where he consistently demonstrated his versatility and depth as an actor. His ability to inhabit both heroic and troubled characters with nuance has earned him respect across the industry. Beyond his achievements in acting, Gary Sinise's legacy is deeply tied to his philanthropic work. Inspired by his role as Lieutenant Dan and the struggles of real-life veterans, Sinise became a passionate advocate for the military and their families. In 2011, he founded the Gary Sinise Foundation, which provides support to veterans, active military personnel, first responders, and their families. The foundation's programs include building specially adapted smart homes for severely wounded veterans, providing meals to military families, and offering educational scholarships. Sinise's work with the foundation has impacted countless lives, and he has become a symbol of unwavering support for the military community. One of the most significant ways Sinise has connected with veterans is through his Lieutenant Dan Band, named after his famous Forrest Gump character. The band performs at USO shows, military bases, and benefit concerts around the world, boosting morale and raising funds for veterans. Sinise has said that performing for the troops is one of the most rewarding aspects of his career, and the Lieutenant Dan Band has become a beloved institution among military families. Through this endeavor, Sinise has used his celebrity status to draw attention to the needs of veterans and provide them with meaningful entertainment and support. Gary Sinise's dedication to veterans and their families has earned him numerous honors and accolades. In 2008, he received the Presidential Citizens Medal for his work supporting the military. In 2012, he was honored with the Spirit of Hope Award by the Department of Defense for his ongoing efforts. In 2017, Sinise was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor Society's Patriot Award, the highest civilian honor given by the organization. These recognitions reflect not only his extraordinary contributions to the entertainment industry but also his tireless advocacy for those who have served their country. In his personal life, Gary Sinise has been married to actress Moira Harris since 1981, and the couple has 3 children. Despite the demands of his career and philanthropic efforts, Sinise has maintained a strong and supportive family life. His marriage to Harris has been a source of stability and strength, and together, they have navigated the challenges of fame while staying grounded in their values. Sinise's deep sense of family extends to the broader communities he serves, and his compassion for others is evident in both his professional and personal endeavors. When Gary Sinise took on the role of Lieutenant Dan Taylor in the 1994 film Forrest Gump, little did he know that the character would leave an indelible mark on his life and career. Sinise's portrayal of the disabled Vietnam War veteran was both powerful and transformative, earning him critical acclaim and a lasting legacy. However, beyond the accolades and praise, the role had a profound impact on Sinise personally, altering the course of his career and influencing his philanthropic endeavors. Playing Lieutenant Dan was a career-defining moment for Sinise. Up until then, he had already gained respect in Hollywood as an actor and director, but this role catapulted him into mainstream fame. Lieutenant Dan's character arc, which depicted the trauma of war, survivor's guilt, and eventual redemption, deeply resonated with audiences. Sinise's nuanced portrayal of the physical and emotional struggles of a war amputee earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor and opened doors to more high-profile roles in the future. Despite this success, it wasn't just a role to Sinise. It was a transformative experience that awakened in him a lifelong commitment to veterans' causes. For Sinise, Lieutenant Dan wasn't just another character. The role connected with him on a deeply personal level. He had family members who served in the military, including his uncle, a World War II veteran, and his brothers-in-law who fought in Vietnam. This familial link made the experience of portraying a war veteran all the more meaningful. Playing Lieutenant Dan allowed Sinise to explore the psychological and physical tolls that combat takes on soldiers, especially those who return home injured or suffering from PTSD. This newfound empathy for veterans' experiences ignited a passion that would shape his life for decades to come. After Forrest Gump, Sinise didn't just leave Lieutenant Dan behind as a role. Instead, the character became a catalyst for his real-life mission to support military personnel and their families. Inspired by the struggles of Lieutenant Dan and the veterans he met during his research for the role, Sinise founded the Gary Sinise Foundation in 2011. The foundation's mission is to serve veterans, first responders, and their families by providing resources, programs, and support. From building specially adapted homes for wounded veterans to funding PTSD treatment programs, Sinise's foundation has made a significant impact on countless lives. It has grown into one of the most respected organizations in the country dedicated to supporting the men and women who serve, and Sinise's leadership in this space has made him a beloved figure among military communities. In addition to his philanthropic work, Sinise also took his commitment to veterans one step further by founding the Lieutenant Dan Band in 2003. The band, which performs classic rock, blues, and country music, regularly tours military bases and performs at benefit concerts for troops and veterans. For Sinise, the band is not just a musical outlet but another way to give back to those who have served. The name of the band itself is a tribute to the character that forever changed his perspective on veterans' struggles. Through music, Sinise has brought joy, entertainment, and support to soldiers stationed around the world, continuing to blur the line between his famous role and his real-life advocacy. More than 2 decades after the release of Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan remains one of the most iconic characters in film history, largely because of the depth and sensitivity with which Sinise played him. But for Sinise, Lieutenant Dan is much more than a film character. He represents a bridge between Hollywood and real-world advocacy. Sinise has often reflected on how playing Lieutenant Dan gave him a platform to spotlight the issues faced by veterans and inspire others to join him in supporting those who serve. The character's legacy lives on in the form of Sinise's tireless dedication to veterans' causes, making it clear that Sinise was forever changed by the role. While Sinise has enjoyed a long and diverse career in both film and television, including roles in Apollo 13, The Green Mile, and as the star of CSI: NY, Lieutenant Dan remains the most defining role of his life. It has become intertwined with his public persona, so much so that many people today associate Sinise more with his charitable work for veterans than with his Hollywood career. In interviews, Sinise has often spoken about how playing Lieutenant Dan not only influenced his personal values but also gave his life a greater sense of purpose beyond acting. Gary Sinise's portrayal of Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump was more than just a remarkable performance. It became the cornerstone of his life's work. The emotional depth and personal connection he brought to the role have had a ripple effect on his career and personal identity, driving him to become a leading advocate for veterans. Through the Gary Sinise Foundation, his music with the Lieutenant Dan Band, and his ongoing support for military families, Sinise has ensured that the character of Lieutenant Dan lives on, not just as a beloved film role but as a symbol of hope, resilience, and gratitude for those who serve. In many ways, Gary Sinise was never the same after playing Lieutenant Dan, and that change has made a lasting, positive difference in the lives of countless veterans and their families.